Have you ever stopped to think about the invisible engine that's really running our digital world? I mean, from the biggest banks to the cloud services we use every single day, there's a single technology that's been the quiet, reliable foundation for decades. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain, figure out what it is, and why it might be more important now than ever.
So what is this powerful connecting force? What's the common thread between the app on your phone for checking your bank balance, the giant e-commerce sites you shop on, and the very backbone of the cloud itself? Well, the answer, it might actually surprise you.
It's Java. Yep, a programming language that was released way back in 1995. Now, just think about that. In an industry that chases a brand new trend every 6 months, how has a language this old managed to stay not just relevant, but absolutely critical to global business? Okay, let's break it all down.
To really get why businesses bet their most important systems on Java, we first have to understand the core idea that made it so revolutionary in the first place. It all comes down to how a piece of Java code gets from a developer's keyboard to actually running on your computer.
It all starts with a pretty simple 3-step process. A developer writes code that, we humans can read. But here's where the magic happens. Instead of compiling it for one specific type of computer, like a Mac or a PC, the Java compiler creates this intermediate thing called bytecode. And this bytecode, well, it's the key to everything.
So what actually runs this universal bytecode? That's the secret sauce. The Java Virtual Machine, or JVM for short. The best way to think about the JVM is as a universal translator. It's a piece of software you can install on any operating system. Windows, Mac OS, Linux, you name it, and its whole job is to take that one universal bytecode and translate it into the specific instructions that particular computer can understand.
And this incredible capability led to Java's legendary slogan, write once, run anywhere. I mean, for the first time ever, developers could build an application just once and know it would run on pretty much any device that had a JVM, without having to rewrite a single line of code. For businesses, this was a total game changer, a massive saving in time and money.
Now, that whole run anywhere thing was a huge breakthrough, but honestly, it's only part of the story. The reason Java really became the king of the enterprise world comes down to a set of features that were baked in from day one for security, stability, and scale. The absolute must-haves for any mission-critical application.
For big companies, security isn't just a feature, it's everything. And Java was built for it. Security isn't some add-on, it's woven into the entire process. For instance, before any code even gets a chance to run, it has to get past something called a bytecode verifier. Think of it like a really strict security checkpoint that inspects the code to make sure it's not trying to do anything shady, like accessing memory it has no business touching.
Another key security layer is the sandbox, and this is especially important for anything running over a network. Java can take untrusted code, say from the internet, and run it inside a restricted digital playpen. This sandbox stops that code from messing with sensitive parts of your system, like your personal files. It's one of the fundamental reasons why banks and financial institutions trusted Java from the very beginning.
But hey, security is only one piece of the puzzle. Enterprise systems also have to be unbelievably tough. Java handles this with things like automatic memory management. It literally has a garbage collector that cleans up after itself to prevent the kinds of memory leaks that bring applications crashing down. It also handles unexpected errors gracefully, and crucially, it was built for something called multi-threading, which lets it handle thousands of users at the same time without even breaking a sweat.
So Java gives us this incredibly solid foundation. But modern developers don't build massive applications from scratch anymore, brick by brick. Instead, they use these powerful tools called frameworks. You can think of them like prefabricated, high-tech components for building a skyscraper, right on top of Java's solid bedrock.
Frameworks really just exist to make development simpler. They take care of all the complex, repetitive grunt work, things like web servers, talking to databases, security, so developers can spend their time writing the unique business logic that actually matters to the company. The boost in productivity is just enormous. The two heavyweights in the Java world, Jakarta EE and Spring Boot, have really different philosophies. Jakarta EE is all about standards, stability, and long-term compatibility. This makes it the perfect choice for, say, a huge bank that needs a system to be reliable for decades. Spring Boot, on the other hand, is what we call opinionated. It makes a ton of smart choices for you right out of the box, prioritizing developer speed to get applications up and running incredibly fast. It's totally ideal for a startup that's racing to get to market.
And this brings us to a really common misconception that because Java has been around for so long, it's got to be outdated. But the truth is, Java has never ever stopped evolving.
It's not some relic of the past. It's a platform that's constantly being modernized.
I mean, you can see this evolution so clearly over time, from its basic features back in '96 to the birth of the Enterprise Edition in '98 to a huge modernization with Java 8 in 2014 that completely changed how developers wrote code. Java has always adapted. And lately, the pace has only picked up.
That's right, since 2017, Java has switched to a super fast 6-month release cycle. This is not the slow-moving language people think it is. It's a platform that's pushing out new features and improvements twice a year, making sure it keeps up with the crazy demands of modern software development.
So where is Java today? Well, it's everywhere that matters. It's a dominant force in cloud-native apps and microservices. It's absolutely essential for processing huge amounts of data. And yes, even in the age of AI, new tools are bringing artificial intelligence right into the Java ecosystem. This lets big companies build modern AI features right on top of the trusted platforms they already have.
So let's kind of bring this all home. After more than a quarter century of tech revolutions, I'm talking the dot-com crash, the rise of mobile, the shift to the cloud, and now the AI explosion, why does Java not only survive, but actually thrive as the bedrock of global business?
This quote from Rod Johnson, the guy who created the Spring Framework, really hits the nail on the head. Big companies have spent decades and billions of dollars building their core business logic, their domain models, in Java. This code represents a huge, irreplaceable amount of knowledge. To just throw all that away for the newest, shiniest, unproven language, that would be incredibly risky.
At the end of the day, Java's endurance comes down to 4 pillars. It's stable. It's been battle-tested in the most demanding environments imaginable. It scales to handle the planet's biggest systems. It's fundamentally secure by its very design, and it's backed by a massive, mature ecosystem of tools, libraries, and developers. In the world of enterprise software, trust isn't just a feature, it's everything.
Which leaves us with one last thought. While the tech world is always obsessed with the next big thing, Java reminds us that there's a different, more lasting kind of value. When you're handling millions of transactions, managing critical infrastructure, or protecting the world's data, what is the real power of something that is simply, undeniably reliable?